Trump orders feds to declassify key FISA documents, text messages in FBI Russia probe. Holy shit. And the left have just lost their mind right about now. So look, at the end of the day, this is a big... Obviously, look, this is keeping Trump's one of his promises. He was going to be more transparent. That is another election promise he's keeping. And hopefully with this, we'll be able to put this Russia collusion to bed. Because this is going to just blow the lid off it, hopefully. But let's jump into the story. President Trump on Monday ordered the declassification of several key documents relating to the FBI probe of Russian actions during the 2016 presidential election, including a 21-page of the applicant for a renewal surveillance warrant against former campaign ad Carter Page, and text messages from disgraced FBI figures Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. So the text messages that we've got regarding Lisa Page and Peter Strzok, by the way, Lisa Page just recently went through and testified. Very interesting. Funny how mainstream media didn't cover that, but moving along. The text messages we got, there were some that were censored, or that were redacted, so we didn't get to see them all. But it was only a couple, so it'd be interesting to have all the information regarding that FISA warrant. The White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said that Trump had ordered the documents released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, and the Justice Department at the request of the number of committees of Congress for the reason of transparency. The documents to be declassified are also including all FBI reports on interviews with Justice Department Officer Bruce Aha and all FBI reports of interviews prepared in connection with all other applications to surveil Carter Page. Trump also ordered the Justice Department to release the text messages for a number of the key players in the Russian investigation without redaction, including Aha, Strzok, Lisa Page, former FBI Director James Comey, and former FBI Director Andrew McCabe. The 21 pages only makes up a small part of the 212 pages of the FISA application and warrants related to Page released by the FBI earlier this year in heavy redacted format. In June 2017, applications was the last for... The June 2017 application was the last of four filed with the Justice Department in support of FISA court's orders allowing the monitor of Page for nearly a year. According to the redacted version, 3 of the declassified pages involved information included a section titled "The Russian Government's Coordinated Efforts to Influence the 2016 US Presidential Election." That section includes references to potential coordination between people associated with Trump's campaign and the Russian election interference effort. The other 18 pages appear to relate to information the government submitted that came from British spy Christopher Steele, or the Steele dossier, which compiled the dossier, which I just mentioned, detailing the Trump campaign alleged ties to Russia. The document has been partisan lightning rod since it was published in June 2017. It was not immediately clear when or how the documents would be released. A source familiar with the timing of the declassification told Fox News they expected the Carter Page warrant application to be declassified first, followed by the FBI reports on the agent interviews with O'Hare. The source added that the Justice Department is working on a compressed timeline and they expect the first release of the records in days or sooner. Okay, interesting. The text messages are expected to take longer because of the sheer number involved and that the fact Trump ordered their release without redactions. To be honest, I would expect this as a Friday thing. I would expect this to be released Thursday or Friday. A Justice Department spokesman told Fox News the DOJ and FBI are already working with the Director of National Intelligence to comply with the President's order. The ODNI spokesperson Kelly Wade told Fox News a request by the White House and ODNI is working expediently with our intelligence partner to conduct a declassification review in the documents President had identified for declassification. Congressional sources told Fox News that the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes does not know how soon he will get the documents, but said Trump's order covers pretty much everything he wanted, and the text messages are a bonus. According to sources, Nunes added, "Wow, that's a direct order." House Intelligence Committee ranking members Adam Schiff called Trump's decision a clear abuse of power. Because, hey, first of all, the left doesn't want secrets. Now they do. Yeah, work that one out. But anyway, Trump has decided to intervene in a pending law enforcement investigation by ordering the selective release of material he believes is helpful to his defense team and thinks with evidence a false narrative, Schiff said. It's a false narrative, then this release won't do shit. With respect to some of those materials, I have been previously informed by the FBI and Justice Department they would consider their release a red line that must not be crossed, as many comprising sources and methods. It's funny because the Democrats, have been against every release of information regarding this. Every time we have the memo, release the memo, all this sort of stuff. The left have been against it. It's really weird that they go on about the exact shtick. The same time, this is going to infringe on government. They literally said that about the release of the memo. What was the outcome? Well, besides the fact that we learned how corrupt the DNC actually was and the FBI and whatnot, nothing. That there was no... As far as I know, there was no damage to national security. They've literally cried wolf on this so many times, and they're trying it again. But, hey, if you don't have a better plan, just stick with the old narrative, I suppose. Quote, "This is evidence that there is no consequence to President who cares about nothing but the country and everything about his narrow self-interest," Schiff added. Representative Mark Meadows, Republican, NC, the leader of the conservative House of Freedom Caucus, praised Trump's order to declassify the documents, and I actually agree with him. Yes, I think these documents need to be... Americans should have the right to decide their own. That this is up to the American people what they think is right or wrong. The government should not be keeping secrets, not about this sort of stuff anyway. So, look, I can make an argument for national security in some circumstances, but not about this. This is about FISA. This is about the FISA abuses that have alleged to have happened, and at the end of the day, America deserves the right to know. And they deserve the right to know about the whole thing. Not just, parts that the Democratic Party wants you to know about. But anyway, let's keep going. As Congress has investigated, we continue to see more and more troubling evidence suggesting multiple senior levels of FBI and DOJ officials acted in deep unethical fashion during the 2016 campaign and throughout the early stages of Trump's administration, Meadows said. "Enough is enough. Time for full transparency is now. Let's bring the full truth to light while protecting sources and methods and allow the American people to judge for themselves," which is exactly what I said, but he managed to say it better. So I should have just read that, but anyway. Meadows is one of the 12 GOP members of Congress who earlier this month publicly asked Trump to declassify the June 2017 application for warrant against Carter Page, as well as the FBI reports on interviews with Ethe, known in bureaucratic places as Form 302S. Representatives Eli Cummings, Democrat, and Gerald Nelda, Democrat, the ranking members of the House Oversight and Judiciary Committee, respectively, said Trump's reckless and irresponsible decision was a desperate attempt to distract from the mounting evidence of multiple criminal enterprises among his closest advisors, which still have absolutely nothing to do with Trump. Notice the word he used there. Among his closest advisors. But anyway. For the past years, Republicans in Congress have been running interference for the President Trump, promoting baseless conspiracy theories. Well, then you shouldn't have a problem with this stuff being released. mischaracterizing number of documents and attacking our new law enforcement and intelligence officials. Cummings and Needler added, "This is an effort has been devoid of facts, but is nearly incredible destructive to our democracy." Well, to be honest, I would say the thing that's actually destructive to democracy is secrets. But moving along. On Sunday, Nunes told Fox News that witnesses, interviews, transcript, and other documents from the House Intelligence Committees could now conclude Russia investigation should be made public before November's midterm elections. So if the president wants the American people to really understand just how broad and invasive an investigation has been to many Americans and how unfair it has been, is no choice but to declassify, Nunes said on Sunday morning futures. House Oversight Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy, a Republican, said last week that he would be beneficial for Americans to see those documents. Oh, okay, so I'm definitely now interested, that's for sure. Trump made similar moves in February with the White House over the objections of the FBI and intelligence community, clearly the way for the Republican-led House Intelligence Committee to release a partisan memo about the surveillance warrant on Page. Democrats, a week later, released their own memo. Now, as I said, that memo they originally did not want released. They claimed the exact same thing back then. They claimed national security, and the outcome of it was that we learned all about the memo and what they were talking about, and there was no real danger to national security that I know of. So, yeah, hashtag release the memo. The disclosure was unprecedented given that surveillance warrants obtained from the secret court are highly classified and are not meant to be public disclosed, including to defendants preparing for an awaiting trial. But that's the thing. These guys that are, quote, awaiting trial have nothing to do with these FISA warrants. These FISA warrants are supposedly about Russia collusion, so they have nothing to do with the court case, because there's nothing in these court cases to do with FISA, to do with Russia collusion. Paul Manafort was caught lying, money laundering 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was, sometimes in before he knew Trump. And the other one was he was caught lying to the FBI. Like, there's no real collusion problems here. And that's what the Democrats are desperate. That's why they don't want these documents released. They don't want these documents released because every time Trump releases these documents, their narrative takes a hit. Their narrative almost falls apart. And they are literally bandaging this narrative of Russia collusion together with so much duct tape at the moment that it's literally a great big ball of tape. That is all it is. The only thing that they can say that Russia did was they brought Facebook ads. RT brought, oh my god, shock horror, RT brought ads on Facebook. Russia brought ads on Facebook for both pro-Bernie, pro-Hillary, pro-Trump, pro-Black Lives Matter. They brought a wide spectrum of ads. So, unless you're going to claim that Hillary's campaign was also influenced by the election, maybe the reason why she won the popular vote was because of Russia collusion. See how easy it is to do that? Look, at the end of the day, I want these documents released. I want to see them. Of course, I'm going to make a video when they are released, and I'll talk about it. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I want to know what these documents are. And I think every American has a right to know what these documents are. And if I was American, I would want to know too. I would want to know what exactly my government is spying on people with, what evidence they're providing to do this, because what we're hearing about this is very troubling. That these FISA courts are basically just a rubber stamp to allow you to be spied on. And if they've gone through and spied on the Trump campaign because of trying to get intel on his campaign or whatever it may be, holy shit, that has ramifications all the way to Barack Obama, possibly. So yeah, I definitely want to see this information. And the fact that Trey Gowdy, who is pretty nonpartisan, like obviously he's a Republican, but he does, he's pretty fair and biased. I'm biased, sorry. He will actually go through. He's saying he wants this stuff to be released. That to me is like, okay, if Trey Gowdy wants this stuff released, I definitely want to see it. Because let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you reckon they should release these information, the documents? Well, they're going to release it anyway. Are you expecting to find some bombshells in this? Do you think this will destroy the Russian narrative? Or do you think this is going to be absolutely nothing? This has been built up to be absolutely nothing. There's going to be no outcome from it, and it's not going to change the Russia collusion narrative at all. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Also, let me know, when do you think they're going to release it? I'm thinking of probably a Thursday or a Friday. Trump will probably want to release it on a Friday, so we have the weekend to play with it. But yeah, let me know when you think it might be released as well. Apart from that, guys, obviously the video has been helpful. Please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.